when I listen to my Ronnie. I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie in the morning while I'm driving. Ronnie Q. I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
Hey, Grand Rising. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for being here. Very Carrie, my mod, thank you for being here. Cheryl Burnett, Miss LA, thank you for becoming a member for 10 months. Kimberly Black, you're back. Hey, Kimberly, what's going on, Kimberly Black? Very Carrie's dancing. Very Carrie, when I set up my live, I saw that Very Carrie did her brain teasers this morning. I apologize that I was not up earlier, Very Carrie. So go over there and check out Very Carrie. Warm your brain up with brain teasers in the morning. A good place to start. And you can always watch them on your replay too. Let me drop Very Carrie's link. If you're not subscribed or if you don't go over there, it's very fun. It's very fun and it makes you think. Here's Very Carrie's link. Go over there and check her out. Good morning, Ebony Diamond. It is good to see you. I'm trying to be consistent. I think she said she's going to do them on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Am I correct, Very Carrie? For sure, the brain teasers. The brain teasers are really fun. It makes you think outside of the box. And then you'd be like, oh, I should have known that. Oh, I should have known that. Yes, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I come on at 7 Eastern. So I'm assuming that would be 6 o'clock Eastern time. Or between 5:30 and 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll go over there to Very Carrie if you're up. So how was your 4th of July weekend? If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Uh, that is a good statement from our brother Malcolm that I find that is appropriate at this time in these times that we're living. Let me see, what else do I feel? Okay. I think America somehow must face her moment of atonement, not just atonement for atonement's sake, but we must face the fact that we're going to pay for it somehow. We're going to pay for it with the welfare rolls. We're going to pay for it in many other ways. Just a little, just a little word from our brother Martin. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, he won't notice you're picking his pockets. He'll hell give him someone to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets for you. Lyndon Johnson. Does any of that sound familiar? As 45, 47 was out on the deck of the White House celebrating the 4th of July, doing that stupid stiff ass YMCA dance, having spending more millions, having the the B what is it, B-52 bombers that actually, these are the actual pilots that hit Iran. Did you know that costs you money? Did you know that costs you money? All of this made for TV presidency is costing money. As the meteorologists who work for NOAA and what is the other meteorologist place that they were fired from? NOAA and let me get it for you. Where were they fired from? Okay. NOAA and the National Weather Service, as those people were fired by the muskrat, who he is now having fights with, who he now wants you to believe is crazy. He wants you to believe that the muskrat is crazy. But he fired the muskrat, but he hired the muskrat. And now that he's telling you he's crazy, he's not undoing any of the crazy shit that he did to the American people, though. So he's out there celebrating as people are not able to get their early alerts. And, I was going to go live Saturday with it. I said, no, I'm just gonna sit, and I'm gonna see where in any of the conversations that are being had in the beef sector is any of this going to come up. Is any of this going to come up? It's a lot of. I don't listen to Jay Wilson. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he was chewing his. Maybe he wasn't chewing his coffee. I don't know if he's able to afford coffee. The last I heard, he was getting cars turned down to purchase coffee. And Catherine Powell, how come you sitting up on Very Carrie's link, talking dumb shit, and but you ain't send the pastor no money every morning to make sure that he can have some coffee. Catherine Powell. That's another thing. Broke bitches who can't keep the person whose ass they have their head up shouldn't be coming on talking crazy shit. So also another node to Very Carrie's channel. If you didn't see Very Carrie's channel on, I believe it was it Sunday or Saturday? Very Carrie did a live. T. Danielle sitting up there, they're having discussions, and then all of a sudden, someone pops up on Carrie's link to have a discussion with T. Danielle. I forget how their interaction started because I have nothing to do with their interaction. Absolutely nothing to do with their interaction. So, me as a mod and a chatter, I'm modding and I'm chatting. And uh, it seemed like uh, this Catherine Powell lady got offended that I would state facts in very curious chat. What I said was, well, if it came from Catherine Powell, is more likely wrong. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I said, well, if it's regarding Catherine, it's more than likely wrong, or something to that effect, because she is always running her mouth with wrong information. So her and T Danielle go back and forth, back and forth. T Danielle said, "You lied on me," and she's like, "I've never discussed you. I never discussed you." I do believe she acted as if I don't even know who you are, or something like that. So I'm walking around the house with my headsets on. I had gotten up to go in the kitchen, and I'm way in the kitchen. Oh, I forgot. Oh, I live in a little small house. Let bitches who know nothing about you tell you. Oh, she lives in a 1 bedroom apartment. That dumb bitches hating the stupid bitches tell you that. I'm way in the kitchen, and I have my headsets on, and I hear, hey, kind to me, Grand Rising, hey, M. Renee, Nappy Child, and I hear Ronnie Q's name come in. And I'm like, well, I don't have anything, I don't even know what they're discussing. I hear what they're discussing, but I'm not privy to what the facts of what they're discussing is. But I am privy to the fact of what I wrote in the chat. If it came from Catherine, it's more than likely wrong. So they go through a whole thing of back and forth. And of course, who hit the link? Ronnie Q. So I had to hit the link and wonder why she is even addressing me. And I asked the chat, was I right or was I wrong about her getting stuff wrong most of the time? I didn't view the chat. I don't know. I told them to put a one in the chat if Catherine Powell is always getting stuff wrong. You guys can participate right now. I will look at the chat. Anyway, so long story short, she came on and said she never mentioned T. Danielle. And by the end of the conversation with T. Danielle, she was apologizing. Well, that's what I'm doing. Well, you don't. But she never. She took the stance as if she was apologizing for saying what she said, but she never said I apologize for what I said to you. And when I figured out I was wrong, I sent an email to Jay Wilson, but the event happened on YouTube cameras. So she was all over the place like dog shit in a ghetto park. She was all over the place, and she was wrong, and she apologized, and she got dragged. She got dragged. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so where was I? Where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? I'm talking about very Carrie. Oh, messy lies. Go over there. Go over there. Oh, I was talking about Jay Wilson not being able to afford coffee. No wonder he can't afford coffee. He can't even get no thinking bitches over there on his channel. People just drowning in the minutia of bullshit. Okay, so where am I? Where am I? Let me see what Emrene. Morning, morning, morning. Morning, morning, morning. Okay, Emrene is saying hello. Did I say hello to Emrene and kind to me? Grand rising, ladies, if I didn't. Morning, rascal, saucy, and chat. Sashi is like, what you calling me? What you calling me, Sashi? Is that Sashi? Is that Sashi? Okay, let me get through this news. Okay, so it really pissed. So I was waiting around to see if I was going to hear anything about something real serious. When the muskrat made those cuts to Noah, I did share that in the news because I really thought that it was quite newsworthy. Oh, I'm way behind in chat. I'm sorry. I am way behind. I really thought that that was newsworthy. Hey, K Baron, Lord, very Carrie, I miss being a part of your 10 members this morning. Um, yes, she's doing her mind benders on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Next time, every day, tomorrow. Okay, so so I didn't hear anything. It seems that we have a lot of people from Texas in Texas that hang around the beef sector. Uh, I didn't hear anything about that, and the reason why I thought it was important because it's very important. That is one of the reasons why that hurricane that came uh, barreling through St. Louis, people didn't get early notifications. You know how you get those weather alerts on your cell phone that tells you this is real serious. If you're in this area, take this very serious, and it pings on your cell phone like one of those uh, amber alerts, those weather alerts. See, these are the people who the muskrat has gotten rid of. Uh, they fired over 16 people and took resignations. You know, suggested people would retire, and so they got rid of over 600 people in our weather service, the NOA, and in NOAA and National Oceanic and what is it? National Ocean NOAA, NOAA, National Oceanic and something about the air, and then the NSW, the National Weather Service. Over 600 people have been fired or retired. In the Texas region, uh, the main people who should be there were not there. And when the when the tornadoes came to St. Louis, um, they had this one guy who said that he just stayed to fill the post because he saw that there was no one there. But in filling the post, they are privy to less information because they're sending far less of these weather balloons up in the air, which I told you, which was related to him. So even the information that they are getting out is not as updated, is not as accurate as it used to be because they have far less people putting these weather balloons up in the air so they can get more accurate information. So, did you hear 4547 say any hopes and prayers for these people on why he's dancing up there on Saturday after all of this had happened on Friday night? Did you hear him mention these people on Saturday as he's up there with this fake ass 4th of July celebration? And we know that the only thing that he was celebrating is that he has given the rich that bill. He signed that disgusting bill, and we know that he's having a whole party for the rich. It wasn't nothing about Independence Day. I don't think any people with common sense even wanted to celebrate July 4th. I don't know. That's just me. I don't think a lot of people who are in the know with what this country has become were really celebratory on July 4th. Because instead of independence, uh, we have been become less independent under this administration. In the first 5 6 months, we have seen our nation go backwards. I have. That's I'm speaking for me. Let me speak for myself. Stomp down, do tell, Grand Rising, stomp down. It is good to see you, and thank you for gifting a membership. It's mind-boggling. Why Congress haven't started the impeachment process. Hey, Miss Queenie, Grand Rising to you. Did I miss Muffy? I don't see a Muffy. Who you calling Muffy? Hello, Wilson couldn't buy coffee, but dragged Tommy for not being able to buy a new tie. What? Now, I know he didn't drag nobody for not being able to buy no tires, and he couldn't even buy not a Starbucks coffee, a McDonald's coffee. The ignorance, just running around being ignorant. I don't see Muffy. Who is Muffy? Why don't I see Muffy? Hey, Muffy, I don't see you. I see people speaking to you. National Oceanic and uh, what is it? Autonomous Atom. What is this? National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. NOAA. That is what NOAA stands for. I couldn't think of it. So these over 600 people have left their jobs. Thank you for the gifted membership stomp down. Two gifted memberships. I was like, am I highlighting the same thing? So, okay. So I talked to you over it. Now, uh, also, 4547 that didn't say a word about anything that happened about this event. Nothing was going to mar his event from uh, his redistribution of wealth. You know why? You notice it's always a problem about the redistribution of wealth when they talk about taxing the rich more, so that they can people can uh, and and lowering taxes on the middle class. It's always talking about, oh, well, that's not fair. It would be a redistribution of wealth, but they never have that problem when they want to uh, uh, lower the taxes on the rich. Never that problem. So we have gone through this. He had a date of July 4th, and nothing was going to stop his show with aircraft flying over. You should marvel in the fact that these are the exact pilots that bombed Iran. Isn't this great, America? Look at the show I put on for you. You may as well look at the show I put on for you, because you can't afford to buy no motherfucking meat to throw on a grill, because that's the way I want it. You can do what you're allowed to do. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to see if any of you guys, hey Red Wings, how you doing? I just wanted to see if you guys saw that. Now, um, we went all Saturday, and he didn't even show up. So you got Greg Abbott out there with his lion ass, and they did a press conference. And oh my God, all of this cheerleading at tragedy, Greg Abbott in Texas. You know, we the strongest people, and we'll get through it. And Texas is this, and Texas is that. Texas is drowning. 80 people have drowned in that flash flood, and many of them are children. And they still have 11, was it 10 children missing, and one of these camp counselors. Ah, but then the tide turned on this story, and the federal government got concerned. The tide had never turned on uh, that tornado story in Missouri, because it was a whole bunch of black people that were affected. But you notice when the tide turned on this story, when they found out this, it was a whole lot of white people affected. Not just not that poor white trash, not the poor white trash that may have been a whole lot of people were spending their vacation in their mobile homes. They went out and they found a spot, and they staked out a spot. Some people put up tents, and not them people. Are you serious? Ain't nobody worried about them people. Yeah. Who are they talking about? They can't even estimate how many people are. They not even counted. They, we nothing. They're not counted. Uh, the story changed when you found out that these people, these kids who were in this camp, were from a Christian, and I am doing air quotes when I say Christian about these Texas people. First of all, this was a heavily 45, 47 area. So these are people, his supporters, and they are in a private Christian summer camp. And so you had who was that? Mike Johnson. He goes on TV and he talks about who grandkids was there, and we really, our hopes and prayers are with them. And these are because of the people that they are. Mike Johnson goes on and says that we're very concerned. So and so was there, and so and so grandkids was there. So we're concerned. Now, all of a sudden, we have talk about FEMA being bought in. The same FEMA that I was talking to you guys about, that they said they wanted to get rid of. This same FEMA, uh, ironically, we are being mentally molested by racist white supremacy. They tell us that that I think you mean colonialism is the way of being. Okay, so hey, Grand Rising, Bernice. Because yes, Sundown is back. Uh, uh, if you guys are not signed up to Sundown, go over there and check him out. Um, if, okay, so with the thing in St. Louis, Missouri. It affected mostly black people. And the mayor was on TV damn near crying tears. I think she really was crying tears. She said we need the federal help. For 2 days, she was on there crying about the federal help. In the meantime, 45, 47, well, we're going to, FEMA, they've been haven't really been doing a good job, and we're thinking about taking that over to the states and blah 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 blah. Blah. All of this, the states don't have federal money to do anything that FEMA could quickly do, and the reason why FEMA was created is to quickly support the people who are ravaged by these disasters, by these national disasters. Okay. So he nothing about FEMA. So he has the bobblehead dress up Barbie Christine Gnome to show up to Texas to do a horrible, horrible interview. So and Greg Abbott makes a big thing, and we're gonna sign this right now, and we're asking the president for support. And when after he gets finished patting himself on the back and Texas on the back, and all of these people right here, they have been out trying to find the missing and this, that, and the other. He had about 30 people lined up across the stage behind him. And my husband said, if they helping to find the people, what the fuck they doing there then? This is when there were only 20-something people who perished in this flood. Come to find out, there are 80-something people. But he wants you they want to put on a motherfucking show about how Texas, we stick together, and these are all the people who were out there looking for people, and we are working tirelessly. You still got 60-some people out there wound up in trees and bushes and shit that have been turned over that you ain't found. But you in there patting yourselves on the back. Okay. I have a coworker whose daughter was involved in that flooding incident. I actually donated money for her to attend. Fortunately, she was safely returned to her family. Well, that's what you get for giving your money to white people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding stuff down. I am glad she returned safely. I meant consumerism or spending on bullshit like Gucci, Mercedes, Louis Vuitton, Mac, etc. People believe happiness means spending and consumerism. No need to apologize. Well, I am glad that but the point I'm making is there was a turnaround when you found out who was at risk, and there was a long discussion for the first 2 days, as if these were the only people who were affected. These people in this Christian summer camp that were affected. Now, I have seen a couple of more stories about regular campers who perished. A mother said a story about how her son broke through a window to get them out, and unfortunately, he must have cut a major artery in his arm, and he left his mother, his fiance, his younger siblings. So there are some horrific stories that have come out about this. Now let me share with you a couple of clips that I want to share with you. This is a couple of months ago after the firings at NOAA and the weather services. A meteorologist came out and he gave a warning about the importance of having and what they would be of having these people out. Let me see. Here we go. Let me share this with you. The links are in the description box.
One of the things that Governor Abbott, and he's there with some of the local police officials as well, that they're saying is that while they were aware that there could be flash floods potentially taking place, they were not aware that the storm would have ever been this bad. That caught them by surprise. My question is one of the reason that caught you by surprise was because the main meteorologist coordinator for the National Weather Service, who worked in this area that covered Kerrville and Kerr County, was forced out by DOJ. Here, listen to what Governor Abbott says of Texas. Play this clip.
You talked in what you just said kind of about expertise and about just knowing the area, and that extends also to the National Weather Service folks who are in those offices and have years and years of experience. There are currently 6 vacancies in the local National Weather Service office that cover Kerr County. What is your perspective on how that could have impacted the warnings that you all were able to get and how accurate the information you all were able to get?
So I know nothing about the staffing. What I do know is what they put out.
You know nothing about the staffing, but you do know what they put out. And what I do know, and what anyone who do know about what they put out was insufficient. They put out insufficient information because they didn't have the sufficient staff to put out alerts that would have possibly saved many of these lives. Now, I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about staffing. You didn't know Elon? See, I knew Elon Musk fired all these people. I got the warnings. I know how to put 2 and 2 together and get 4. I know that there can be nothing good that comes of this. So while Elon Musk is sitting up talking about starting a new political party, has he taken account for him running up on stages with a chainsaw and taking people's jobs? Has he seen and has he reckoned with the effect of the things that he has done has caused to the lives of people? I just want to know.
And it's my understanding that what they put out was kind of the information that the state was operating off of, and that is that there were alerts or warnings about heavy rain, potential for flash flooding in certain areas. A problem with that is that to most people in the area, flash flooding would mean one thing, not what it turned out to be, because they deal with flash floods all the time.
Okay. So he's saying these people deal with flash floodings all the time. So that wouldn't have meant anything. So another reporter came out with what's the bitch say? And some people in the area, they're used to it, and they have warning fatigue. They have a warning fatigue to cover for the fact that they did not get the emergency warning to get to higher ground right now. So what they're leaving out in all of this that there are more there are higher warnings than the rest of the regular. Well, we're expecting a flood and blah 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 blah. They are evacuation warnings. So people gonna pretend like, oh no, well, it's par for the course. Well, then why you sitting up here in front of the motherfucking press then? If it's par for the course, what the fuck you sitting up here for then? Take your ass on somewhere. Go golfing like 45, 47 been doing all weekend while this been going on. The fuck? Anyway. Let me see if there's any more. Maybe
It's
a
like
little bit.
I put people on notice in these regions of Texas right now. There's the potential for flash flooding, but there's no expectation of a water wall of almost 30 feet high.
Next, Governor Abbott is asked, so are you talking to Kristi Noem and the Trump regime? Because they apparently want to eliminate FEMA. They want to eliminate resources for meteorologists and weather forecasting. Are you talking to them about this? Because this seems to be hurting your state and the rest of the country. And here Governor Abbott says that's one of the things we're talking about. Okay, here, play this clip.
Governor Abbott, on that topic, we know that these alerts can be life-saving at times, and a lot of times these forecasters get their information from the National Weather Service. Are you communicating with your federal partners on how critical funding is
the National Weather Service in order to issue alerts like this in this disaster?
It's one of the things that we spoke about when Secretary Noem was in, and this is part of ongoing conversations. And I'll add this, as you all probably know, we have a special session coming up, and the way to respond to like what happened in Kerrville is going to be a topic for the special session to address.
And next, a reporter asks Governor Abbott, did anybody get a warning to the people in the camps outside of just the automated system? Like, was there anything other than just an alert that there could be flash floods to actually get in touch with people? And you'll see that the official just kind of punts the question and says, you probably want to just ask the county emergency management people. Here, watch this.
Do you know if anyone tried to get a warning to people at the camps outside of the automated disaster system?
I missed the first part of the question.
Did anyone try to get a warning to the people at the camps outside of the automated system?
So
I'm not sure that I understand the question. I mean, is somebody go door to door and knock on the doors, or?
Yeah, we're just wondering if there any official outreach in the area.
You know, we talked to the county emergency manager when we were there the first day.
Well, first of all, the question wasn't to you, Captain Save-A-Ho. The question was not to you.
And the county does have a plan for that county and the 18 or so camps that are in that county. Probably be really good to ask them that question and let them give you that answer.
It would probably be good for you to know that answer since you decided to bring your ass up here and sit before the press. Now, this isn't the press conference that I'm talking about right here. It's the one with the long table with Know Nothing Noem, Christine Noem, where she came out. This is the initial press conference where they had about 30 people standing in line behind them as they were working so diligently to find those other 60 people who were still out there. Okay. Now, this link is in my description box. Now, Stomp Down, please tell me you are lying. I know Pastor Jay Wilson said last evening that he was called in to support the recovery efforts and provide religious support and comfort to those involved in the incident. Please tell me you're lying. Please tell me you're lying. So obviously, did he show up, or did he have more pressing matters to attend to, like Castro and what's his name, Eddie? What is that other dude's name? Castro and what? Ricky? What is that dude's name? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he had more pressing things that I can't even hold in my mind. Tommy. He couldn't go and have religious support for those families because he had to malign Castro and Tommy about their 4th of July celebration, driving drunk like some fools out there driving drunk. Surely he did not have time to go over there and, pray for these people who have lost their children and their other loved ones. Okay, so let me show you another clip that I saved. Here we go. This is the Weather Service giving their warning about the impact these firings would have on the weather reporting. Now, this was months ago. I think this was back in February or March. This newscaster talked about this.
John Morales. He's the NBC Miami meteorologist. He's very well respected in that area. And about a month or so, maybe longer than that, Morales was talking about how his forecasts were extremely degraded as a result of the cuts to the National Weather Service. And this was an issue that he was hearing from meteorologists and others who need access to this data across the country. Here, let's play it.
And as you've grown accustomed to my presentations over my 34 years in South Florida newscasts, confidently, I went on TV and I told, it's going to turn. You don't need to worry. It is going to turn. And I am here to tell you that I'm not sure I can do that this year because of the cuts, the gutting, the sledgehammer attack on science in general. And I could talk about that for a long, long time, and how that is affecting the U.S. Leadership in science over many years, and how we're losing that leadership. And this is a multi-generational impact on science in this country. All right. But specifically, let's talk about the federal government cuts to the National Weather Service and to NOAA. Did you know that Central and South Florida National Weather Service offices are currently basically 20 to 40% understaffed? From Tampa to Key West, including the Miami office, 20 to 40% understaffed. Now, this type of staffing shortage is having impacts across the nation because there's been a nearly 20% reduction in weather balloon launches that carry those radiosondes. And what we're starting to see is that the quality of the forecasts is becoming degraded. There's also a chance, because of some of these cuts, that NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft will not be able to fly this year. And with less reconnaissance missions, we may be flying blind. And we may not exactly know how strong a hurricane is before it reaches the coastline, like happened a couple of years ago in Hurricane Otis in Acapulco, Mexico. So I was asked to talk about this today. I'm glad I was. I just want you to know that what you need to do is call your representatives and make sure that these cuts are stopped.
You know, and as we're hearing those types of
Oh, that's terrible. The floods. It's shocking. They don't know the answer yet as to how many people, but it looks like some young people have died. Oh yeah, sure. We'll take care of it. We're working with the governor. It's a terrible thing.
Play for you this clip as well. This is horrific. A nightmare. Here's a lady in a flooded home in Texas with nobody coming to help them. The resources have been severely degraded. You can see for yourself. I mean, she's struggling. Just, can someone send a boat? Can someone send something? And the water's about to rise right where her husband is on the hospital bed. Here, play this clip.
Okay, my house is flooding. Anybody out there? I have my dad on hospice and I need to get him out of here. He's bedridden. He can't walk. He can hardly move. And look where the water is. So somebody, please, we've called 911. It's bad over here in front of the house. It's like a river. I mean, it's like a lake. They can't come look. We've lost our cars, everything. We've lived here for 30 years and this has never happened. So anybody, please, if you have a boat or something, I need help. I need to get my dad out of here. It's starting to smell like sewer in here.
Democratic Congress member Jared Moskowitz, who ran the emergency management department in Florida before becoming a member of Congress, He says the following: the flood news coming from Texas is devastating. I'm praying for the safe return of all missing kids and mourning for families of the lost. As a former emergency manager, I know it's critical our emergency responders have every tool they need to save lives and deliver relief. And I know you watching the Midas.
Okay, so there's a couple of more clips I want to show you. I do believe they're in here. No, they are not in here. So we're going to move on. Oh, yeah, here they are. They're talking about FEMA here. Let's hear what Christy Nome has to say about FEMA.
Here she is saying, let's get rid of it. We don't think it should exist. Here, play this clip.
But we all know from the past that FEMA has failed thousands, if not millions, of people. And President Trump does.
Okay, who is that standing to her right? Who is that man who has his head down? Let's see.
Not want to see that continue into the future.
Who is that? That's Russell Vought. Russell Vought, the director of Office and OMB, Office of Management and Budget. Who is Russell Vought again? That is also the co-sponsor of Project 2025. Who is Russell Vought again? Russell Vought is the one that I showed you on secret recordings, who said that he wanted the federal workers to feel what was it? Panicked or in terror about losing their jobs. And as she's talking about, FEMA is not doing a good job. What are they doing with all of this money? What have you asked yourself? What are they doing with all of this money? All of this money that they had allotted to go to Ukraine, where they have stopped giving Ukraine the weapons they need, and every time 47 has one of his phone calls with Putin attacks Ukraine with more drones and strikes and missiles than he has ever in the whole war. Each time, the last 3 times that he had a phone call with Putin about ending the war, Putin has struck more than he ever has, more in the whole entire war. So every phone call he has with Putin, and while the United States are not giving them what they need to fight the war, Hegseth, for some reason, has decided that he's not going to give them what it would take to protect themselves. What they doing with the money? But what are they doing with the money? See, because this money has been allocated by Congress, which means the money has already been freed up by Congress to go to them. So if it's not going to them, who the fuck is the money going to? Have you ever thought about that? The money that has been freed up to go to different departments, different agencies, where they say that they don't think that it is in the 47 policy to send this money, but they haven't told you what they've done with this money. But they've told you that they want $1 trillion ICE budget. So let's go a little further with this bit.
So this agency fundamentally needs to go away as it exists, and we need.
Now, what are MAGA Republicans saying in response?
So this agency needs to fundamentally go away. Let me see. Okay, so there's that. I also want to show you what some of the representatives, like Mike Johnson's, Mike Johnson, who is on an app with his teen son, where they will both be alerted if they view porn or something like that. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, he and his son are on a accountability app where if they are staunch Christians, and so if I were to view something inappropriate on my phone, like porn, I will it will alert my son, Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House. Okay, what does he have to say?
That area. Is there anything more that can be done congressionally, legislatively to help these folks?
In a moment like this, we feel just as helpless as everyone else does. I've talked to my colleagues there in Texas, Chip Roy and August Pfluger, whose families, that's Chip's district. August's daughters were at the camp. We also had Betty Carter of Georgia, had grandchildren there. It touches so many families, and all we know to do at this moment is pray.
Donald Trump.
Who the fuck is Betty Carter? Who the fuck is Betty Carter? So we supposed to care more because some people, that's Chip Roy's district. Chip Roy voted for this fucked up budget. So I hope his district come to him. But these are the people who voted them in. Okay, so let me find let me find, I think it might be here. Nope, it's not here. Okay, there is something I want to share with you here. Hold on, let me find it directly. There is a clip that I had of them asking FEMA, the head of FEMA, if you heard what Christine Nome said, FEMA should, the way it exists, should no longer exist. So when they had hearings, they asked the now head of FEMA if FEMA should, okay, I found it. Okay, here we go. They asked the head of FEMA if FEMA should be eliminated. And let me show you this interaction. If you don't watch what your Congress is doing when they're actually at work, you'll miss some of these things. So I'm just going to bring these things to you. See, this happened maybe 2 months ago. Let me share this with you. Let me share this with you. Here we are.
Saying something that was contrary to what the president believes in the goals of this administration in regards to FEMA policy. And so, of course, we want to make sure that people in every position are advancing the administration's goals. But as for specifics, I defer you to the Department of Homeland Security. We leave it up to our great cabinet secretaries when it comes to personnel matters.
Okay, well, now let me show you what Cameron Hamilton actually testified to so you know what she's referring to. He simply said that FEMA should exist. And then he was fired within hours of the testimony I'm about to show you by Christine Nome. So here's Ultra MAGA Cameron Hamilton, former head of FEMA. He gets fired right after saying this. Christine Nome calls him in and says, "How dare you say that FEMA should exist?" Play this clip.
Yesterday, the Secretary testified. Secretary Nome testified. Quite honestly, I found her responses confusing and inadequate. In response to my question, asking her about whether or not this administration seeks to eliminate FEMA, this was her response. And I quote, "President Trump has been very clear since the beginning that he believes that FEMA and its response in many, many circumstances has failed the American people, and that FEMA as it exists today should be eliminated, and empowering states to respond to disasters with federal government support." A clear answer. Does this administration seek to eliminate FEMA? And do you support eliminating FEMA?
Mr. Chairman, would you like me to answer the question?
Please.
I'm not going to let you off that easy. Please.
Nothing
personal.
No, I completely understand. As the senior advisor to the president on disasters and emergency management and to the Secretary of Homeland Security, I do not believe it is in the best interest of the American people to eliminate the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Okay.
Having said,
Now, this is May 7th, 2025. May. Now, 2 days, what was it? Yesterday, this happened Friday night. And yesterday, we got the first words that FEMA is in Texas now. In what capacity? When Christine Nome visited Texas on Saturday, she said that FEMA is on a standby, on a high readiness to come in and do nothing specific, she said, that FEMA would be doing. You know, they said in the capacity that it had been, it needs to be eliminated. So what capacity is what I want to know. Are they using FEMA in this agency that they feel that no longer needs to exist? Let's continue.
that I'm not in a position to make decisions and impact outcomes on whether or not a determination such as consequential as that should be made. That is a conversation that should be had between the President of the United States and this governing body on identifying the exact ways and methodologies in which what is prudent for federal investment and what is not.
All right, now let me show you what the text.
What is prudent for federal investment? Is it prudent for the federal government to invest helping people out in disasters? No, it's not prudent for this administration to help. We're going to leave it up to the states. And when the states say they don't have no money to give you to help you even get a hotel to get out of your devastation. No, just sleep around amongst the rubble. Just get an air mattress and float within your vicinity of where your home used to live. This is what this administration have for you. So I want to know where all of the bitches who came out and talked all this dumb shit, why this administration would be better, and expounding all of this blustering bullshit about why you should have voted for 45 and 47, trying to sound like some unique motherfuckers, as if they even have stock. If they had a 401k plan, you ain't got it no more. So you happy with yourself? Come and talk about the greatness of 45, 47 now, hoes. Where are these bitches? The last time I asked that, you notice that ZX dropped down in the chat. You notice he dropped down in the chat, but he had nothing to say, not one word to combat his ignorance that he was out here spewing prior to this election. Nothing. Mute, as he should have been before the election. Because if you're not going to get up off your ass and go vote or go help somebody, go shut the fuck up. I'll slap the shit out of you. Let's continue.
Texas state officials have been saying, blasting the feds, blasting the National Weather Service for a faulty forecast in the deadly flood disaster from the Guadalupe River in Kerr County and Kerrville. So here's what the Texas state officials are saying, so you can hear for yourself.
Forecast that we received on Wednesday from the National Weather Service predicted 3 to 6 inches of rain in the Concho Valley and 4 to 8 inches of rain in the Hill Country. We worked with our own meteorologists to fine-tune that weather statement. And as many of you know, and many of you in broadcast journalism and meteorology, you can go back and look at your own forecast. And the amount of rain that fell in this specific location was never in any of those forecasts.
This rain event sat on top of that and dumped more rain than what was forecasted on both of those forks. When we got the report, it was about 7 feet or so on the South Fork, and within a matter of minutes, it was up to 29 feet, and all of that converged at the Guadalupe, and that's where we saw those very quick rise in flood.
But listen, everybody got the forecast from the National Weather Service, right? You all got it. You're all in media. You got that forecast. It did not predict the amount of rain that we saw.
Okay, now here is Kerr County Judge.
Period. Period. These are not people who are trying to fluff up, trying to, what do they call it? Fluff up 45, 47. They're giving you the data. And we know truth and 45, 47 don't mix. So these links are in my description box. Avail yourself to them. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, Shakira got dreams too. Unbelievable. They blaming the weather people. Who the fuck else? Who the fuck else they gonna blame? What you mean unbelievable? They blaming the weather people. If the weather people give a bad forecast, who they supposed to blame? Unbelievable that you think they should blame someone else. Hey, Mia C. Grand Rising. Hey, viewers of you. Good to see you. Now, let me share with you this. Here we go. Now, do you know that Grok has gotten in on this weather forecasting? So they have asked Grok. Maybe you'll believe it if AI will tell you. Grok corrected Elon Musk about something he was trying to tell a lie on, and even Grok wouldn't let him get away with his lie. So here is Senator Chris Murphy. Accurate weather forecasting helps avoid fatal disasters. There are consequences to 4547's brainless attack on public workers like meteorologists. So they asked Grok, are the meteorologists to blame? No. The warning coordination of meteorologists position at the National Weather Service, Austin, San Antonio remains vacant as one of the latest official National Weather Service document from June 2025, likely due to ongoing NOAA budget cuts. So we can be sure that if they try to say that it's not due to the budget cuts, that the meteorologists were not able to give a proper and real and accurate data, but they gave wrong data, it is their fault. It is their fault. However, they can only do what they they can only do what they have the money to do. So there we have that. Let me see. As floods hit, key roles were vacant at the Weather Service offices in Texas. So what happened when they asked Greg Abbott about that? Well, I can't say anything about the staffing. It was subpar. And now you're paying for it. You're not having the conversations that you need to be having with 45, 47. You're fluffing for him and trying to ignore questions. When 45, 47, he was on his way back from New Jersey, his New Jersey golf course where he spent the weekend. One lady asked him, do you think that it is the cuts to NOAA the reason why they didn't get the right information? And what he said was, I can't hear her. I can't hear her. And then I'm so glad. I said, of all the things that he's answering about tariffs and all of this shit, he couldn't hear that question all of a sudden. I heard the question perfectly fine. And then they went to other people. Then someone else asked him the same thing. Oh, they're trying to blame this on everything. They're trying to blame it on the school, on the church. What school? What school is he talking about? They're trying to blame it on the school, on the church. They're just trying to blame this on everybody. Again, nobody asks about no school. Nobody asks about no church. What they ask you is if it is because of the budget cuts to Noah that you wanted to deflect from. A perfect deflection. Okay, so let me see. I may have it here. Let's listen to what I think this is a New York Times article about the situation.
Experts say staff shortages might have complicated forecasters' ability to coordinate responses with local emergency management. Might have complicated forecasters' ability to coordinate responses with local emergency management. Might have complicated forecasters' ability to coordinate responses with local.
Hold on, I gotta get back to that. I wasn't being an irritant. I can't stand grump. I feel like they are not taking responsibility on this at all. Oh, I apologize. I misunderstood you. I thought that you were a troll that come in here from time to time trying to big up Trump. I definitely apologize for that. Okay, let me. I have to get back to that. I definitely want you guys to hear that report about the lack of staff that they had. I hope I can find it again. Okay, it's just a lot of information in this in my description box under the NOAA and NSW firings. I have a lot of information. Let me find that one in particular again. Oh, here we are, the press conference with Christine Nome, where she showed up in one of her baseball caps with another agency printed on them. Here we are. Let's watch this. Watch Nome and Texas official give updates on rescue and recovery efforts after deadly floods. Okay, so here we are with Abbott and all of the people who are diligently working to find the survivors. Let's hear a little bit of this.
As well as some things to share. First, what I have observed in this community over the past 24 hours is what I call quintessential Texas. When Texans face a challenge, we come together, we unite. And that's exactly what's happened over the past 24 to 48 hours in this community.
The dick sucking of Texas, as if Texas is uniquely different than any other states. Okay, we got the dick sucking Texas. Texas, who is not holding their federal government accountable for 80 people whose lives were unnecessarily lost due to Elon Musk and 4547 hoarding cash, in my opinion.
Nothing more than extraordinary devastation. And the worst thing that could have happened in this community fell upon it. They could have fallen apart. They could have fought against each other. But instead, they understand the importance of unity. That's what Texans do. It's what we will continue to do.
propaganda at its best. A whole bunch of propaganda as people are out there under all of this flood and brush. He's up here propagandizing Texas to avoid you asking the question. They want you to have pride. They want to rip you away and strip you down to nothing and give you nothing but some fake ass pride to chew on. All of this state pride, federal pride, pride about the 4th of July, as he's celebrating taking health care away from 17 million people. Oh, but look at this plane flying over. Let's continue.
Along those lines, something else to double down on what I said last night. We will be relentless in going after and ensuring that we locate every single person who's been a victim of this flooding event. We're not going to stop.
Because the Republicans, they are relentless about victims. The victims, are you going to be relentless on 45, 47 about the fact that you were unable to alert your victims to the danger that was approaching them? Are you going to be relentless in that? I think not.
Up today or tomorrow, we will stop when the job is completed. Between now and whenever that day arrives when the job is completed, this is a 20.
Here we go.
What I'm about to sign now is going to be the first step in a process. This document is a request for a federal disaster declaration coming from the governor to seek the immediate and ongoing help of the federal government.
Okay, so he's signing that right now. The first step in a process. It's a process. It's going to take a little minute. Then Christy Nome says that, we accept your request, and we're going to grant your request without even seeing what the request is. So there's that. So it didn't seem like a long process. It seemed like this could have been a phone call, motherfucker. Propaganda. If I need my pictures, to put in the newspaper, to put on the wall. I need to propagandize this situation. I gotta hold it up like 45, 47 does. I have a Sharpie too. I'm signing with a Sharpie. Do you see this? I am actually signing this with a Sharpie. I am a total, what do they call them? I am a total follower. I am a total obeying cult member. I am signing this. I'm signing this legislation with a Sharpie.
I want to express my gratitude in advance to President Trump for his entire administration for their devotion to the state of Texas.
In advance? How are you giving him gratitude in advance? When Biden was in office, he said that Biden and Harris hadn't shown up for North Carolina when in fact they had. He decided to jam up traffic the day after their storm, and people were trying to get to rescue services, and they had to wait for his motorcade and all of his security to go through to go about their daily cleanup, visiting insurance companies and all of that. He totally hampered their effort and lied and said that FEMA wasn't on the case. However, when he's taken over office, what did he tell them about a next wave of money that had been approved from FEMA? He said that they're not getting any more money. That's what he told North Carolina when he got in office. At first, it was Joe Biden is not here for you. But then when it came time to release the second wave of money, he told North Carolina, you on your own, bitch. So what are you thanking him in advance for? Let's get to the know nothing gnome of it all.
Times, and he wanted to make sure that all of you know he is absolutely heartbroken by what has happened here in Texas, and the loss of life is absolutely devastating to him and Melania. This morning, I talked with him several times, and he wanted to make sure that all of you know how much he loves Texas, how much he's grieving for your families.
As he's sitting on the golf cart, him and Melania. Him and Melania are so hard. But does Melania even have a heart for him? Much less Texas? Girl, bye. Let's continue.
That have lost someone, and the beautiful children that we're still looking for and hoping to return to their families, and that he is absolutely committed to using all the resources of the federal government to help unify families, rescue all those that were still missing, and return those who maybe we will recover back to their families as soon as possible, and that we will be here walking alongside each other and helping throughout this entire crisis. And know that I'm extremely grateful as well for the leadership of Nim Kidd, who's a fantastic emergency operations manager and has been well known throughout this country for leading through such a time as this. And this tragic situation is something that is unprecedented. We recognize that at the federal level. We also recognize that when something like this happens to a community, happens to a state, that the best responders are those locally, because it's your family members, it's your community members that are being impacted, and you can respond quickly. And the role of the state is to run and manage that emergency, but the federal government needs to be here for the support and extra resources on the ground as well. And that is what we are doing and what President Trump has dedicated to continue to do. I've visited.
Okay, so this is Saturday. This is the morning after, the morning after, ooh, after the night before. Did she tell you that FEMA would be knocking on your door? No, she ain't said shit about FEMA. You notice that? You notice she said nothing about FEMA. The federal government, and President Trump he cares so much about Texas, and he loves Texas. And she said nothing about what the federal government will be doing to you. She said nothing about FEMA. FEMA, when you're in a disaster, where they already have portals open to a site where you can go and fill out your information, and you can get it started. The first step in a process that you can get things started to help you individually. You notice that? Or was it just me? Let's continue.
With the president already about this federal disaster declaration that the governor was going to sign here this morning, and he has indicated that he will honor that and that he will accept that.
So you did get it done over a conversation. So that was all theatrics. And he was notified about the declaration that he was going to sign here, and he said that yes, he's going to accept that. So what was all that signing this paper with a Sharpie? These people are bullshit. These people are bullshitting you. And you see all of the people that they have standing behind them. And they had found approximately 24 bodies at this time. It is estimated that 80 people have been found since last night. But they're telling you how hard they are working for you, and everybody is out there, and this, that, and the other. And we got uniforms. We got cop uniforms, Marine uniform, special managers, and all of these people standing behind them, not doing a goddamn thing but taking up camera time.
So that response and that relief will be coming. And we also have had assets here on the ground since the beginning of this crisis started, since this weather event did start. And even before it came, we were alerted. We did have Coast Guard assets here.
Even before it came, she was alerted. Who were you alerted by? Because they weren't even alerted. Even before it came, we had assets on the grounds. Assets on the grounds for what? Because they didn't even know that they were going to get a 29-foot swell of water in the. So she's a liar. She's a liar. Even before it happened, I just really want you to hear how I was yelling at my TV screen when I was watching this lying bitch. Let's continue.
That we're helping to rescue people. We're thankful for the airframe that showed up and those coasties that were here walking alongside our DPS and the emergency responders that were here, the Texas assets that were deployed already, and that coordination was seamless, and I appreciate them for putting that request in right away. We also had our BORTAC team from Customs and Border Protection out here helping with rescues. They are specialized, trained.
You should have them out here since all of this money is going to them. She has some border agents out here. What because it was the Lake of Guadalupe. You thought that you were gonna find some undocumented people. It seems like this is what I find profound as well. So they're picking up people and treating them as hardened criminals by taking them to the El Salvadorian prison, the Gulag prison, and to the point that they're building their own in the swamps of Florida. Do you find? I kind of find it ironic that. Hey, just Sarah, Grand Rising. I find it kind of ironic. Which one is it? I think it is. I find it ironic that the name of the river that has engulfed these people happens to be the Lake of Guadalupe. There will be some reckoning. No, where is the one that says there will be some reckoning? I have something right here. There will be some reckoning. So, why do I say that? Because this is the same Christy Nome right here. Let me find. Trump is slammed for hiding on golf course as Texas flood death toll rises to 7 and 11 girls missing. It has risen to 80 now. Okay. Trump proposed cutting 25% of NOAA budget, 1.6 billion, including labs that support the National Weather Service. Trump lost 1,600 National Weather Service officials due to layoff and retirements. Quite the upgrade. Let me see what else I have for you. I showed you that. So this is the same Christy Nome that thought that it would be cute to put this out as ICE agents over in Florida at their new alligator Alcatraz. She thought that it would be cute to put this out about other people. 4547 thought it would be cute. Well, they're gonna have to learn to run in zigzags because there's gators out there and all this stuff. They thought this was cute, but it seems like sometimes there'll be a reckoning. Sorry, hurricane victims. Harris and Biden already spent your relief funds on migrants. So what they spending their funds on? What are they spending their funds on? Are they spending their funds on the migrants? In 2023, Christy Nome supplemented. Oh, no, that's about her income. We're going to get back to that. She's also a lying thief. Homeland Security, Christy Nome said Monday that federal government will fund an effort by Florida to set up immigration detention centers, which includes proposed site in the Everglades that the state officials have dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. And they have merch. Nome said that the detention facilities in Florida will be funded in large part by the FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency shelters. But so they are spending it on migrants. But when Biden Harris was in office, they said this is what she had. Sorry, hurricane victims, Harris and Biden already spent your relief funds on migrants. So what the fuck are they spending their relief funds on? It seems like they're spending their relief, their FEMA money on migrants as well. To the tune of $450 million a year, to the tune of them asking for a $1 trillion ICE budget. So what are they spending FEMA money on? It tells you right there what they're spending your FEMA money to set up this alligator Alcatraz. Did you know this? I'm just curious. And they have merch to supplement what the government is not spending. You can buy a shirt. You can go out in front of the sign and pose like these 45, 47 sycophants in front of the actual road sign that says Alligator Alcatraz. Now, did you know that? I'm wondering if any of you guys knew this. Okay. Noam said that the detention facility in Florida will be funded in large part by FEMA, Shelter and Services Program, an initiative created by Congress to support groups and cities receiving migrants and asylum seekers released from federal custody along the Mexico border. So that is what. So when the cities were spending it, it was a problem. But when they are spending it for what they choose to in their administration, for something as grotesque as a fucking place in the middle of the swamp. It is July. Can you imagine being in a tent, living in a tent in the Everglades? And they said that they have no. Come to find out, they tried to pretend like they had working bathrooms for them, and they are being sued by environmental agencies about them just dumping the urine and the feces in the Everglades. And come to find out, that is where Florida, people in South Florida get their drinking water as well. So these are some of the things that they are doing to have a photo opportunity. Okay, so let me see what else I need to show you about this. Under President 4547 leadership, we are working at turbo speed on cost-effective and innovative ways to deliver on the American people's mandate for mass deportation of criminals and illegal aliens, Noam said in a statement to CBS News. We will expand facilities and bed space in just days, thanks to our partnership with Florida. So, are you also aware? Are you also aware that they have set up this thing the day after they set it up? The day that they set it up, it flooded. I reported on that. So it flooded on day one, and they have already have busloads of people that they are bringing into this facility. So all of this, why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this because your Supreme Court has been on recess. If you don't know, the Supreme Court has been on recess. They are in recess. But it seems like they have a backdoor agenda where 4547 called them with an emergency and said, hey, we have an emergency. You remember I reported on these, I think it was 6 people that they sent to Djibouti, and then they were going to send them to Libya and these people have They have no relationships to Djibouti or Libya. They're deporting these people to a third country that they have no affiliation with, don't know the language. And this is what your government is doing. They're not deporting people back to their homes. They're deporting people to wherever they can deport them. So a judge told them that they cannot deport them there. What did they do? They did the same thing that they did the first time when they were told. They put them on a plane anyway, and they did not turn the plane around, and they dropped these people off. Thought they were going to drop these people off in Djibouti, but a judge said, no, you have to stay with these people, and I want these people to come back. These people are not back yet. So they did an emergency call to your Supreme Court. And what did your Supreme Court say? Well, your Supreme Court said that they can keep them in Djibouti, that they can drop them off in Libya, a failed state. They say that Libya is basically a slave trade state where they are, just buying off people, a whole failed state. Your Supreme Court has allowed for them to leave these people in Djibouti or Libya or wherever they drop them off. Your Supreme Court, after their session has been over, your Supreme Court said that and when we bring it back before the courts, and if we decide that the deportation was illegal, we can bring them back. And I told you the last time I talked about something going through the Supreme Court, and if it's on the docket, it can take up to a year or two for it to finally be heard before the Supreme Court. But in this emergency that 47 just picked up the phone and said, hey, I need an emergency answer. Now, this is the second time that he's done this since they've been out of session. The first time he did it, which one? I'll think about it. Let me finish this thought. They are out of session, and they said that we'll hear that when we get back in session. The first time they did it was on that birthright citizenship. Where he can actually take the birthright citizenship from anyone he chooses to, anyone who he feels that is not a real American. He via the Supreme Court, since they said that they were not judging on if it was constitutional for him to do it. They still allowed him to do it because we're going to deal with the constitutionality of this whole situation when we come back in session. So in the meantime, that means that he can do whatever he wants. He can say that I am not a United States citizen. He can deport me to Libya, Djibouti, or whatever. And the Supreme Court says if later, when they take it up in court, if they find it to be unconstitutional, they will bring me back. Do you think that just applies to Hispanics people? Do you think that just applies to Hispanic people? That can apply to anyone he thinks. Anyone he thinks. That immunity that they gave him, he can do whatever he thinks is in his power as president. They gave him that immunity before he was even president. So this immunity to send people to places they have no association with, and as deporting them, birthright citizenship. You're black, so I don't believe black people should have birthright citizenships because because of whatever reason. This is why I'm reporting on this type of stuff. This is the only reason why I'm reporting on it. So you have the Supreme Court doing whatever he wants to as far as a citizenship, as far as flying people out of this country, as far as not hearing any arguments on these cases. How is the Supreme Court making decisions without hearing any oral arguments on any of these cases, and saying, well, if when it's taken up and we finally do hear oral arguments from the other side, not you who have the straight phone connection to me, and we don't have people to argue the other side of the issue on the phone. We just gonna go with what you saying right now. But once we hear the oral arguments, if it's effective enough, we'll just bring the people back. So what the fuck you gonna do in them 2 years if you survive? I just want you to understand that where we are, and I will give you some more information. Trump came to loot and burn everything, and that's just another play. This is a MAGA cult show. People are fucking around and finding out. Expect this circus. I just, these are things, this is the reason I just want you to know. Jexy, hello. Hey, Leonard. Good to see you. Now, okay, let me finish with my media assets because I always forget them. Okay, what is this? The Washington Trump orders the government to stop enforcing rules he doesn't like. A new tactic for getting federal rules and policies that the president, let me dislike, simply stop enforcing them. Did you know that was in the Washington Post? I think I posted that for you guys a week or two ago. So, do you think that this man can't do anything that he want and call the Supreme Court up, and they said, "Oh, do it now," and if and understand that this thing about this, just because he calls the Supreme Court and asks them to do him a favor, it doesn't mean that he even has to they even have to take these cases up, because they pick and choose what cases that are going to appear in front of the Supreme Court. Let me get to. Do you think that this? So, do you think that alligator Alcatraz is you know uh, just so happens to be uh, something that they thought up, and it may be good right now, and we're just making jokes, we're just being tongue-in-cheek? Of course we don't believe that. You don't think that they believe that? You don't think that they believe that? What they say, there's nothing new under the sun. Have you guys heard about the black children that were used as alligator bait? You never heard of that? Mammy's little alligator bait. And it became folklore, kind of like the picnics at the lynchings, the public lynching, where everybody's was licking on lollipops and sitting down to picnic dinners and all of this type of stuff. All the postcards that were the lynching postcards and all of that. Do you think that this shit with people having to run from alligator is something new? Oh no, it's our heritage, just like our Confederate flags. Do you think that this new? You ain't never heard about this before? Alligator bait. Uh, they have it on postcards. Surely, you should know about this. If you're black, sure. Isn't Jay Wilson from Florida? Jay Wilson, that's not trade on your ass. That's an alligator, Jay Wilson. Get your ass up and run. Oh, y'all not familiar with this? Uh, y'all not familiar with this? Okay, what is this? Let me enlarge this. Um, Alligator bait. Alligator hunting was very profitable in the 1800s to the 1900s. The skins were used to make shoes, bags, belts, and other items. However, white hunters often lost their arms and sometimes their lives as they uh, rustled the swampy waters at night, attempting to attract alligators to the surface. So they decided to use slave babies as bait. This horrendous act was later characterized in sheet music, postcards, and figurines years later. A candy manufacturer of black licorice drops created a distasteful advertisement that featured a hungry looking alligator leering at a bug eyed black baby. The ad read, dainty little morsel. For decades, the popular candy was referred to as nigger babies. The name was later changed to nibs and still is on the market today. So, do you guys just think that this is happenstance? I just want to know. I just want to know. Do you guys think that this is not by design? Who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. I just want that's just food for thought that I want to give you. If you didn't know about that, now you know. Z Sarah, hello, good to see you. Yep, they would have turned Jay Wilson into a pair of shoes. I just wanted to know if you knew that. Uh, a little piece of history. All of this alligator Alcatraz. This is no joke. This is no joke. And if you don't know these people for their work, they're telling you out loud and they're making it appear to be a joke. This is no joke. And it can happen to you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it can happen to you. Okay, so let me go a little further. I think I'm done with this gnome chick. These links are in my description box. Let me see if there was so much. I'll see all of the people back here who are helping find everybody. Uh, uh, all of this, I forget his name. He's the senator, and there's another congressman. What's his name? Whatever his name is. Go and check out. These are, I think he's in Chip Roy. That's Chip Roy. Oh, he got his name on his shirt. Oh, he dumb, so he don't know his clothes. Chip Roy. That's Chip Roy, and that's Cornyn. These are people who are actually in Washington. So go and see the bullshit that they are putting out as they are telling you how all of these people standing behind them are helping with the efforts as they're doing absolutely nothing to help with the efforts but be on camera. Go over there and check that out. The link is in my description box. Now, let's talk about these judges, shall we? I want to talk about what our judges, our elected officials, have been up to. What else do I want to? Rigged elections. We got to talk about the rigged elections before. Let me see. Now, there are some people. I had been thinking that they were going to cancel these midterm elections. People are excited that the circumstances and the bill passing and all. I don't even think that people notice the irony of what happens and what is happening with these floods. I think people that should be weary are not leery. I It's right at hurricane season. It's hurricane season now. So you heard what that meteorologist said about their inability, and they may be flying blind this hurricane season. So this should be interesting. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so let's talk about. I didn't think that there was going to be. I thought that they were going to think of a way to cancel the elections, but come to find out, they may just be trying to steal the midterm elections. They have put people in place in Georgia who were 2020 election deniers and have made pledges that they will not certify elections. They have them in mostly black counties. So in Georgia. So the black counties are the larger counties. So if they don't certify the elections in what is it? I don't know what county Atlanta's in, but say they don't certify that elections, and then so that would mean the more real rural Republican votes would have more precedence in Georgia than the areas where the black folks are. Did you know that your government is doing that? Did you know that this is what is going on? If you don't, I'm here to let you know that this is what's going on. So let me share with you. Let me share this link with you, so you will be prepared and you will not be dismayed. Uh, The link is in my description box. The DOJ defends voter suppression. 4547 targets New York City mayoral candidate. Okay.
A weekly update. So the last week was a tough one. I mean, let's be honest. We watched as another news outlet, this time CBS News owned by Paramount. We saw them capitulate to Donald Trump and pay millions of dollars for a frivolous lawsuit, marking just the latest shameful episode of large institutions, media companies, law firms, universities, business leaders. I mean, we can go on and on, just bending a knee and capitulating to the demands of Donald Trump. And speaking of capitulation, of course, we had the Republicans in Congress after, sort of hinting and talking a big game about caring about the fact that their constituents will face massive cuts in healthcare and other benefits in order to fund tax cuts for billionaires. We saw them capitulate as well. But we also saw a lot in the democracy space where Donald Trump continued to threaten and cajole and try to intimidate his political enemies into bending to his will. His latest this week was to threaten to arrest New York mayoral candidate and Democratic nominee for New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani. And this was an escalating series of threats, both questioning his citizenship, calling him a communist. By the way, on that front, I will point out that the Democratic nominee for mayor in New York City and I share something in common. We have both been called communists by Donald Trump. I didn't know what it meant when it referred to me, and I actually don't know what it means when it refers to Mr. Mamdani. But in any event, it then escalated to not just calling him a communist, but suggesting that that the administration might try to take some kind of denaturalization or other unspecified threat against Mamdani. This
Now, I talked about it. I talked about this. They are talking about taking away his citizenship and making him a non-citizen, which he has already has gotten his citizenship. They said they were going to be going through his paperwork to see if he lied or anything. And it's my understanding he was a child when he got his citizenship. So there's that. And also that 4547 said that New York City does not deserve a mayor like him. So if if he wins this mayoral election, there are some levers and there are some things that he can do to take care of that. So what he's saying is he can subvert your vote. He can do something even if you vote for him. This is what This is what this person is putting out because of who is in the position to run for mayor. They're giving the game up early. Let's continue.
Also then escalated even further to Donald Trump threatening that he had some kind of levers that he would use against the entire New York City government. Look, this is the kind of thing, no matter what one thinks about any politician's politics or anything, like this is just unacceptable. And everyone needs to be denouncing the attacks that Donald Trump has waged against Democratic candidates and Democratic elected officials. Let's remember, it was only a few weeks ago that we saw a Democratic senator in California being manhandled and dragged to the floor for simply trying to ask a question of Kristi Noem. We have seen in New Jersey a congresswoman arrested and indicted. We saw the New York City comptroller also manhandled outside of a New York City courtroom. So this sort of escalation and with the threats against Democratic elected officials or Democratic candidates is something that we cannot become immune to. We cannot allow it to be normalized, and it is something that poses an existential threat to democracy. We also saw the continued weaponization by the Department of Justice of its power to file in voting cases around the country, a power that the Department of Justice has historically exercised to expand voting rights and protect voters from voter suppression. We have continued to see the Trump Department of Justice use that power to, frankly, side with the vote suppressors, side with the people who are trying to make voting harder. And we saw that this week when the Department of Justice sided with the state of Wisconsin in a proof of citizenship voting lawsuit. The department is defending Wyoming's new voter ID law, arguing that requiring documentary proof of citizenship to register is constitutional and important. And this is just the latest episode of this. These efforts by the Republican National Committee on the one hand to bring lawsuits and to intervene in lawsuits, and then in tandem to see the Department of Justice using taxpayer dollars to essentially do the same thing is a hallmark of Donald Trump's second administration. It is a serious erosion of the independence of the Department of Justice and its historic role. And again, it is something we saw last week that we cannot allow to be normalized, and we need to keep an eye on in the future. Meanwhile, on the election subversion front, Georgia Republicans are quietly installing election conspiracy theorists on local boards of elections. Now, remember, we at Democracy Docket did a lot of reporting about this, and there was a lot of litigation about this in the run-up to the 2024 election, where in the state of Georgia, there were efforts by the state election board and in some counties to try to quietly undermine the ability of the counties and the state to count ballots accurately, certify elections on a timely basis and accurately. And there was a lot of litigation about this. We actually saw some court wins by the people fighting back about this. Well, now we have an effort in Fulton County and DeKalb County, both of which are majority Black counties, to where Republicans are trying to install these election deniers on these local election boards in advance of the 2026 elections, which will be critical to the midterms. You will have a competitive Senate race, John Ossoff running for re-election, a Democrat in the state of Georgia, and obviously there will be congressional elections there as well. So this is very, very alarming. This is the kind of news that you do not get from the legacy media. And so let me just say this, if you have not already
That's why I made sure that I brought you these stories, because when the media is quiet on this for-profit media, so they won't be targeted and have to pay capitulate and pay tens of millions of dollars to this administration. I think that well, I know that the media is doing the public a disservice. And if you don't know, now you know. Do with it as you choose. I'm not going to get my head wrapped up in a bundle about any of this. I'm just giving you factual information. The link is in my description box under. I will tell you what it's under in a minute, but I want to present this article about the same topic. Here is Here is something else you may want to get abreast on. What is that? Trump's DOJ looks at criminal charges for election officials. It says don't do enough to safeguard voting systems. So you remember Shay Moss and her daughter that they said that they were doing nefarious things with in the voting as people who worked for the elections. They are looking to actually file charges on them. The Justice Department is looking into whether it can bring criminal charges against election officials the Trump administration believes aren't doing enough to safeguard their computer system, the New York Times report. The agency inquiry the agency inquiry is driven by an unsubstantiated belief among President 4547 and his administration that American elections are highly susceptible to widespread voter fraud and manipulation by other countries. The Times is reporting, citing sources familiar with these discussions. Okay. The move would raise the stakes for election officials who are targeted by federal investigations and introduce unprecedented criminalization into the election process, the Times reports. The agency's criminal division has already reached out to at least 2 states about their information sharing practices, the Times reports. 2 other states received letters from another Justice Department division with questions about their compliance with federal election laws, according to the Times. One question specifically asks about their safety measures around voting machines. So they're just going to try to steal the votes as you vote. A Justice Department spokesperson told the Times the agency will leave no options off the table when it comes to promoting free, fair, and secure elections. You know, like the one that they had in 2020, where they lost every court case because they had no proof on the claims that they were shouting out to the public, but when they went into court, they could prove none of their claims, and they still want to say that it was rigged and stolen. But up until this day, they have not submitted anything verifiable that the elections were not correct. Okay. The justice will leave no options off the table when it comes to promoting free and fair and secure elections, which means they don't think that they're free, fair, and secure at this point. Because how could 4547 lose in 2020? And he was talking about that again, about how unfair the 2020 election was when he was on leaving the golf course this weekend. He was talking about that, how the election was stolen. He talked about that when they were talking about the strike that he did in Iran. He's always talking about that. Trump signed an executive order in March calling for preserving and protecting the integrity of American elections. The order mandates citizenship proof for federal elections registration, introduced new regulations for equipment, and requires officials to only count ballots received by election day. Some states have successfully sued to block certain parts of the order. Legal experts told the Times they are concerned about this potential heightened threat of criminalization, given Trump's prior false claims about election integrity, as they should. U.S. elections are already safe and secure, according to Dax Goldstein, a program director of election protection at the United States Democracy Center. The tactics we are seeing out of the Justice Justice Department right now are building on what we've seen from anti-democracy groups for years. Goldstein told the Times they're rooted in the same lies about elections, that they're all meant to create a noise and fear of concerns about issues with our elections that just don't exist. Okay, so if you want to read the whole article, it is linked in my description box. So let me see what you guys, nothing. You guys have nothing to say. I really, I wish someone would come in and remove DT and his whole circus of an administration at this point. Okay, so I have one more thing I want to share with you about the rig elections. Here we are right here. So let me share this with you. Since the for-profit media won't share with you, I'll share it with you. The name of this video is in my description box. Trump's alarming scheme surges to the next level as suspicious DOJ letter reveals.
Trump DOJ. We have yet another chilling move from the Trump DOJ, and it stems from how much little baby boy Donald Trump is still angry that he lost in 2020. And so he wants to be ready that if the elections in the future don't go the way he wants, maybe he has some levers he can pull. Maybe he has some buttons he can push to manipulate things. And in this case, it involves senior DOJ officials, which are currently exploring the possibility of bringing criminal charges against state or local election officials if the Trump administration believes that they haven't sufficiently safeguarded their computer systems. So this is clever from their point of view, because the DOJ and Trump can say, well, this is all election integrity. We just want everyone to be super secure. But what they're normalizing here is the idea that if we have an issue with an election, either state, local level, we can go in there and start locking people up. We can give them charges, put pressure on them, or maybe like kick up enough dust around one precinct or one county that maybe we make the whole thing sort of up for question. That's my fear, that this is not about election integrity. This is about another avenue they can use to change the results in important counties. For instance, in Atlanta, come the next presidential election or the next Senate election, for instance. But let me give you a little bit more of the reporting from the New York Times on this. In recent days, senior officials have directed
I already gave you this information. I apologize. Let me see.
Negotiate and make deals. If you believe that, if you believe that he is the person you think he is for the reasons you like him, you respect and like the fact that he's going to get whatever he can whenever he can, regardless of whether it's moral or ethical. That's what people like about him. They have this strange belief that he's on their side, but that's not actually his brand. His brand is he doesn't put us on his buildings. He puts Trump on his buildings. He refers to himself as the third person, like he is God or something.
Okay, so that link is in my description box as well. Let's go over to what the Supreme Court has been doing. I think this is very important to see how they are on the ready, and they are allowing 4547 to actually do whatever he wants to do without having any type of hearings on it. I want you to hear what the dissent from Sonia Sotomayor about how dangerous what the Supreme Court is doing is to us everyday people. Let's hear this.
Court is being basically called out as sellouts who are willing to take the phone call of Donald Trump at any point in time in the middle of the night. They're getting slammed like I've never seen slammed before in a dissent. Justice Sotomayor with Ketanji Brown Jackson in this case we're going to talk about. Let me just read for you this line because, this is not exactly the types of dissents that I'm used to hearing, but it's appropriate for this moment right now, I think, because you do have the right-wing majority of the Supreme Court basically being on speed dial of Donald Trump saying, I need you to do something. Can you do something for me right now? Here's what it says. In a democracy, power implies responsibility. The greater the power that defies law, the less tolerant can this court be of defiance. As the nation's ultimate judicial tribunal, this court, beyond any other organ of society, is the trustee of law and charged with the duty of securing obedience to it. This court continues to invert those principles. Today's order clarifies only one thing. Other litigants must follow the rules, but the administration has the Supreme Court on speed dial. Respectfully, I dissent. And respectfully there really means F you, I dissent. This case was something that you and I spoke about before, although this ruling is an update to that, where a district court in Massachusetts stayed these 8 migrants who were eventually kind of stuck in Djibouti after the Trump regime wanted to send them to a concentration camp in Libya. And they were stuck in Djibouti in transit because the stay order happened. And the stay order by the district court's like, hey, just chill. Let's figure this out. There were a lot of rights that are being impacted. These 8 people, if they go to Libya, we probably will never see them again. They may suffer irreparable harm. So let's just make sure before we do third country deportations, let's do it the right way. Pause it. Let's have proceedings. They can be stuck in Djibouti. You can send it back to the United States. If we can go through the right procedure of third country deportations, okay, we'll figure it out. Just assure us you're doing the right procedures. And the Trump regime's like, screw that. Supreme Court on speed dial. We need you. Issue a stay. Block what the district court did, which basically then means if you stay the district court stay, that means we can bring the people to Libya. And then we'll decide what happens later. And you can trust us. We're the executive branch. It's not like they're just going to get lost in Libya. And if ultimately a court rules against us, we're going to say we don't have the power over Libya. We've never done that before. It's literally what they do all of the time. And the Supreme Court's like irreparable harm to the Trump regime, not to the people stuck in Djibouti and the other people getting third country transfers. The Trump regime, you're the one, Donald, you're going to suffer irreparable harm from this. And so there was a big.
God forbid you make 45, 47 have irreparable harm because you stay a case where they are deporting people to a third state that they have no connection or at all with a failed state like Libya on top of it. Let's continue. Let's get to the legal. Both of these are attorneys, but Ben Meiselas, he is going off the rails. Let's see. Right.
The Trump administration has had more motions for emergency relief in these 4 months, Trump too, than Biden and Obama had in 8 years. So they do it again and again and again. And it's really the sort of moral of the end of the term here is that the court is going to be really responsive. And indeed, when they say no nationwide injunctions by lower district courts, what they're saying, and Justice Kavanaugh makes this clear, is we'll do it and bring it to us, and we'll do it by our emergency docket with all the problems that has. This opinion, which just issued an hour ago, Ben, what the Supreme Court term is over, isn't it? Yes, but they're disposing of certain things that are there, and they are open for business, as it were, especially when the administration seeks emergency relief. And I would say the summary of all these cases is, and we mean it. They've doubled down on LGBTQ cases, saying, we did this opinion in Scarametti, you rethink this Court of Appeals, and they're doing a series of things. Now, what happened here is there is a nuance. And so, the judge he had entered 2 orders. The administration kind of jerked him around a little, and he entered a second one. And it was there that after getting this from the Supreme Court, the general order, he said, maybe this one is still in play. It's not clear. And it really wasn't clear. The administration, though they trash him in the press as a total infidel Marxist, you name it, their motion was motion for clarification. Please try to tell us that it also covers this second order. And in fact, Justice Kagan, who had dissented the first time around for the reasons you explained, said, yeah, I think it was wrong, but look, that's what we ruled. And when the court overall vacated, that goes to the second order as well. What Sotomayor is saying is, even now, we don't know what the hell the court is talking about. All that the judge did, and as you say, was pretty measured. He said, bring them back or do it in Djibouti, but they need to have certain notice and opportunity to be heard and time between. It seems like if the court is, we don't know what was on the court's mind, but maybe they think Murphy, the judge, gave him too much time. But Sotomayor says, we still don't know. And come on, you're leaving it in a situation now even where, not having explained it, we don't know what the administration can do. And while we're figuring it out, this is the theme in all these things now with the nationwide injunction case, while it's being figured out, what could that be? A week? A month? 6 months, a year, 2 years? It could be all that time, because it's until the Supreme Court figures it out. You have a regime that could really do very unjust and unconstitutional things, and they'll let them until the Supreme Court, when it decides it's ready to, says what's going on. So that's why Sotomayor is upset. But she is also obviously making a thematic kind of statement that follows with the whole end of the term. That's just this 6-3 juggernaut where they don't even pay attention to any of the arguments on the side of the progressive three. They give it real back of the hand, and that's sort of where we are now. So, Kagan.
Okay, so that's what I explained to you earlier about what the Supreme Court is up to. There's one more link I'd like to share with you. All of these are in my description box. Here we go. If you are not subscribed to these people, you may want to check them out.
I'm joined now by the founder of Democracy Defenders Fund and Obama ambassador and White House ethics czar, Norm Eisen. Norm, thanks so much for joining me. I want to discuss right now a major situation that's unfolding in the courts that has to do with both the U.S. Supreme Court and an emergency motion that was filed. Can you explain what just happened?
Brian, one of the most tragic events in certainly my 30 plus years of following the Supreme Court, I think one that historians will look back on with horror. The Supreme Court, or perhaps I should call them John Roberts MAGA Tribunal, allowed the deportation of migrants from the United States to a U.S. military facility in Djibouti on the Horn of Africa to South Sudan, where they face a risk of torture. Nevertheless, the Supreme Court allowed that third country deportation there to South Sudan, in my view, without proper due process. It's shocking.
So in terms of the emergency motion, can you explain what the plaintiffs were seeking to do?
This is a case about a group of 8 migrants whose deportation from the United States to our military base in Djibouti, where they were kept in a air-conditioned cargo holder. I mean, it's unbelievable. This is a case where a Judge Brian Murphy in the District of Massachusetts had said you can't deport them. Nevertheless, the United States did deport them in defiance of his orders. It went up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court held over dissents from the 3 Democratic appointed minority members of the court. The Roberts MAGA Tribunal said they can be deported, they can be sent abroad. And then they went back to court and said, wait a minute, the government is going to send us to South Sudan, where we have danger of being tortured. First, they went to a court at District of Columbia federal court on an emergency basis. That judge, Judge Moss, transferred the case back to Judge Brian Murphy. And Judge Murphy said, it's wrong, I disagree with it, but I have to follow the Supreme Court. He refused to stop the deportation. And as a result, these migrants were sent from Djibouti, where they were on the U.S. military base, to South Sudan, a country violent, on the brink of civil war, where there's a risk of torture, experts say. There's a U.S. statute that says you can't send individuals to a country where they're going to be tortured. Nevertheless, the Supreme Court, the MAGA tribunal, refused to stop it. This is the last straw for this unjust Supreme Court that's acting as Trump's enablers in this case, Brian.
I'm having a little bit of.
Okay, so what will they do if your case is before them? I just wanted to give you guys this information. Oops. A third-party deportation has been an epic failure when it's been tried before. This man is despicable, pulling his own Gorbachev move. Yeah, I just wanted to know if you guys knew about these things that are going on. And there's one more link I want to share with you guys. There's another link that I have from the Midas Touch about both of these cases and how the Supreme Court it has viewed the birthright citizenship, said go on and do it and we'll decide if it's constitutional later, and deporting people to third countries, and we'll decide if it's later, and if so, we can bring them back. What happened when the judge told him to bring Albreo Garcia back? Well, he's in another country, and we don't have the ability to bring him back because we can't tell this man what to do with a criminal and blah 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 blah. Remember that? So my whole point is. This administration is being supported by this Supreme Court as well. So I just hope that you guys are not going to be surprised at anything that seems brazenly illegal to happen in this whole administration, but especially up until it's time for these midterm elections. I think that they're going to boldly not certify districts. I don't know what he actually has in store for Zohan. I forgot his last name. Mohammed, who is running for the Democrat mayor of New York City. I just want you guys to know what's going on. Okay, there's one last video that I want to share with you. Okay. I like this couch politics. Let's hear the back and forth and the rationale, if you would like to call it rationale, of these sycophants who try to make excuses for 45, 47. I like couch politics. So if you are not familiar with him, the link is in my description box. Go over there and check him out.
Starving. You have people that are in war-torn countries that can't get the necessary resources they need. You have people dying from preventable illnesses. You have people literally dying from AIDS. People don't die from AIDS anymore. You have that happening right now, and you're going to look at the camera and look at those babies starving and say, we should have shut down the program. How do you justify that? I justify it by a little boy who was a twin.
They're talking about the closing of USAID.
Who died because there was no food. And this boy's mother carted him to all these different places to try to find one place that could help him get the nutrition that he needed.
From the Biden administration.
There's LGBTQ stuff and all this other stuff.
What does that have to do with USAID?
You don't have one. You have terrorist organizations in Africa right now providing those resources, and then you're just going to say, "Oh, I just like the images of little black and brown babies that are starting."
So I have to say,
people focus on the DEI stuff, and we've had this debate on the show. But there are things like I mentioned, like
they're talking about USAID. Now he's talking about DEI. They're talking about LGBTQ initiatives to not talk about the fact that this is impacting people. Even George W. Bush and Barack Obama both came out and said that this is basically a travesty, and it is like 1/10 of 1% of the budget that they spent to save these lives, and millions of people are going to lose their lives. This is another one of the agency where the Muskrat wrote in a happy, cheerful tweet that he's putting a USAID in the wood chipper. This South African apartheid Elon Musk said that we're putting it in the wood chipper, and these people are defending it. So I want, who do they want to die there? Who do they want to die?
Tourism in Egypt.
Hello, everybody. Guys, let's get right into the segment. We got Humpty Dumpty again, just making a fool of himself. I really think he may be one of the slowest of the MAGA pundits. I almost feel bad for him, almost. And this story is just horrendous. Check this out and how they try to justify this, and we'll talk about it.
Tonight, a colossal mistake. That is what former President Obama is calling President Trump's gutting of USAID last day. And George W. Bush is echoing the criticism as well. This comes as the Washington Post reports that the cuts have already had a sudden, deadly impact on Sudan, the home to the world's largest humanitarian crisis. The Post is reporting that according to dozens of civilians, doctors and aid officials, babies have starved to death. The soup kitchens supported by the U.S. were forced to close. Also, medical supplies are no longer even being delivered, and the absence of disease response teams has made it harder to contain outbreaks. The World Health Organization says 5 million people there could lose access to life-saving services due to those cuts, as millions are fleeing their homes. In a tribute video to the agency, President Bush pointed out that the 2.25 million lives that the program has saved from HIV and AIDS, and he said that the USAID program showed the greatest strength of America. Now, this is one of the saddest things I think that has happened, because Doge came in and literally, I mean, quite literally, Elon Musk said, we spent the weekend feeding USAID into the wood chipper, could have gone to some great parties, did that instead, as if this is, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what he thinks it is.
He thinks it's a joke.
Maybe it's a joke, but this is actually.
No, he think that is more entertaining, more fun than he could have went to some Washington parties, but he did that. Well, maybe those aren't so fun. All those old motherfuckers sitting around pissing in their man pampers and shit. Maybe that was a little bit fun than the Washington party with the establishment that you have in there, pretending to be Christians, and so many of them are allegedly drugged up and coked up and all of this shit. I don't know. Elon said that this is funner. He could have went to some parties, but he enjoyed himself doing this instead. That's what he meant. He said it's enjoyable.
Real lives, literal babies dying of starvation, of preventable diseases, of scorpion bites.
America's interests, I believe, are best served with a mix of hard power, which is military deterrence and economic coercion if it's necessary, and soft power, which is diplomacy and development. In this case, development being dollars spent smartly. The Biden administration believed in dumb power, and they made some financially.
Okay. The first thing that we have to understand that Biden did not create USAID. USAID has been around since, I think, Carter. I think it was Carter who introduced USAID. Forgive me if I have that wrong. But this is not a Biden program. So everything is Biden fake. It's just bullshit. Listen at the bullshit that these people are fathering.
Poor decisions. And unfortunately, this administration took the mismanagement of the previous administration and decided to just cut it all out, rather than say, okay, these were expenditures that we don't agree with.
Which ones
did
you not like from the Biden administration?
There's LGBTQ stuff and all this other
What
stuff.
does that have to do with USAID?
You don't have.
Which all of this bad stuff that Biden was doing, and he just decided to eliminate the whole program. Which thing didn't you agree with? All this LGBTIQ thing that has absolutely nothing to do with USAID. Let's continue.
You don't have one in particular that jumps out to you.
I literally just said that I don't believe that they should be shutting down USAID. There were expenditures that we should not have been making as
No,
American
you didn't
taxpayers.
say that.
But the program, the agency itself, should not be shut down. We have a responsibility to the world and a responsibility to ourselves. Our national security is on the line. Programs like this, ensuring that children are not malnourished,
correct,
so they don't get radicalized and ultimately want to harm.
Well, for those kids who are not here, it's too late. Okay, the second guessing it's done already.
And that asshole who did it, the richest man in the world, just got a tax break. Let that sink in. This prick, what is his name? Pete C, the one with the horrible.
More death, and nobody is rethinking all of these deaths. Now that there are little white children that are dying due to his incompetence, and actually putting a drug addict, the manpower that it took, and all of the smiles, and Elon's doing a great job, and now to say that he's allegedly a drug addict and he's gone crazy. Was he not crazy when he was doing these things? Was he not crazy then? And nobody is second guessing the man that gave him the keys to everything in our American government. So the link is in my description box. Please go. Let me play a little more.
Comb over. This asshole is basically, it's the Dems' fault for doing this stuff. Like, the helping of the children in Sudan not starve and die, because they Democrats dare to have things like, fair treatment for everyone, like LGBTQ community. He was going to say DI. He was going to say that. We should have known, right? The Democrats should have known that Trump was going to come and destroy everything. Because how dare you care for the disenfranchised and those amongst us that are struggling? You should have known. And using that idiot, the guy with the horrible comb over his logic, Biden is dumb for using money on this and that. And so by his definition, some of the things were good, like this. But the bloated child who flips over the dinner table and gets rid of everything has to be more of a moron by his definition. They come here on these panels with their suits and backgrounds that you think they will have at least some level of logic or base level of intelligence. I don't think he notices that he insulted Trump more than Biden by his logic. And I guess in some ways it makes sense, because he is speaking to Republican voters at the end of the day. They hear Biden, dumb, LGBTQ, and that's it. They don't hear anything else after that. They got the drug hit they needed.
He brought home a good point. I mean, it's not just hard power, soft power, because I agree with you on that. It's this fundamental humanity that is absent from Elon Musk and President Trump in cutting USAID to this point. And then one of the things that I think frustrates me more than anything is when you have individuals who at one point cut USAID and they champion it and they raise their hand and run around and jump up and down, and in the next quote they're quoting Bible scripture. And the hypocrisy of it is astounding to me. But even more importantly, I think that this is one of the largest foreign policy blunders that we've made as a country in a very long period of time. Because what happens when we leave, that soft power leaves these regions? We're talking about North Africa and Egypt, right? We're talking about Sudan. We're talking about these places. It doesn't just go away. What happens is our adversaries, China, Russia, Iran, they go in and fill these voids, right? They utilize that soft power. And so, yeah, particularly in Africa where we have withdrawn because of Elon Musk. China is in Africa right now, developing soft power. You have terrorist organizations in Africa right now, providing those resources. And then you're just going to say, oh, I just like the images of little black and brown babies that are starving.
So I have a statement.
I will disagree with one thing Bakari said there. This is not a blunder. They did this on purpose.
Yeah.
They didn't care, because these are the same people that are talking about a white genocide, anti-white, and these horrific things happening to white people in South Africa, the white Afrikaners. They knew what they were doing, just like they were lying about what was happening there. But Bakari is right. This is already happening. China's already stepping in and has been doing this for years already in countries in Africa to help them develop. And those African nations aren't going to forget who was their allies, who worked with them to develop their nations further. It's important to have allies. This is how this country falls, by having no allies and China becoming the new kid on the block that is slowly eating away, chipping away at U.S. allies.
Now, I told you about how the power in China is actually growing. All of the BRIC partners that they have. they can say all that they want about China, but what does the United States do under 4547? It bucks up against all of our allies, and it also want to put these tariffs. He talked about these silly tariffs. The letters are still going out now. Understand that the tariffs that he put on hold twice are supposed to go into effect on the 9th. And when he was on the tarmac in coming home from golfing this weekend, they asked him, well, are you still sending out letters? Yeah, I'll probably send out 12 to 14 today, and 12 to 15 today, and I'll be sending letters out all weeks. But you said you have over 106 letters to send out, and you still haven't sent these letters out. But it's just basically telling them what they're going to have to pay. So it's like at first we were getting all these phone calls, lies, and then he was going to send out letters months ago, lies, and then you have the Commerce Secretary sitting up there answering questions if they are going to rehire the meteorologists. The same Commerce Secretary who created a fake name for his book, who said that it was a noted economist, and come to find out that this person that they named as this economist was himself just a misspelling of his own name to have somebody to put in his book as a noted economist. And this fool is all about the tariffs. This is who tells Trump, his Commerce Secretary tells Trump that the tariffs would work. This same Commerce Secretary who said that if his 90-something-year-old mother-in-law didn't get her Social Security check, she wouldn't call, she would wait. And people who do call, these are the people who are scamming Social Security. Howard Lutnick, Nutwit, should you say. Howard Lutnick, his Commerce Secretary. I forgot to talk about that. Let's continue.
From the State Department, it says foreign assistance continues to arrive in Sudan, including humanitarian assistance. Given the massive needs, we call on other countries to step up and increase their contributions to the humanitarian response. We reiterate the need for parties to enable humanitarian assistance, ensure the safety of humanitarian workers, and protect civilians. But I just want to point out that they're saying is that now aid is flowing, but that doesn't mean that it was always flowing. According to the Washington Post story, initially, one of the projects in Kwaz Nafisa was frozen by the stop work order. Then it was terminated on February 27th, and it was partially reactivated on March 3rd, but the disbursement of funds was delayed. 5 months later, the clinics finally began receiving the help it was promised at the beginning of the year. So 5 months, critical aid, medicine, not going to people. And it seems like the only reason is because maybe some people in the nascent Trump administration did not know what this money was for. And then when the backlash came, realized that they should reinstate it because people were dying.
I think this was an agency ripe for reform. I don't agree with Presidents Obama and Bush, who made these statements about USAID ending. This was an agency that their own AIG, Inspector General, in 2024, said that this was an agency funding terrorist-linked organizations. That was the Biden administration's Inspector General. Then in 2025, just a few months ago, we had a conviction, a criminal conviction.
But here's the thing. Okay. There are misuses, waste, fraud, and abuse, to use your term, all over the federal government. But you can't make that sound as if that was the whole of what USAID was doing. And then secondly, explain to me how eliminating USAID is reforming it.
You let me finish.
But how is it reforming?
You had an agency, right, that was ripe for reform because of the reasons I mentioned, right? Then you had a political fallout of, again, people focus on the DEI stuff, and we've had this debate on the show. But there are things like I mentioned, like tourism in Egypt, right? I don't, and we can disagree on this. I don't see much need for America to be investing in tourism in Egypt.
Cut tourism in Egypt.
The fact remains.
So we're back to the DEI stuff, really, and tourism in Egypt. That's one of the things that these people you can't take seriously. Last thing that I forgot to share with you. Did you guys see Marita Bartoloma on Fox News. One of 4547's biggest sycophants, almost faint, almost throw up when she was helping, supporting this lie that the jobs report was going to have at least 94 to 97 added jobs. And then the jobs report came up in mid-sentence, and this bitch nearly fainted. Let's check. So, no jobs, no job growth. We are to believe that even though he's sending out letters to tell countries what they are going to be paying, and this is supposed to go into effect on July 9th, the question asked of him was, were the tariff going into effect on July 9th now, where they were supposed to be, because he chickened out on the tariff? Taco Trump chickened out and had a pause on the tariff, or were they going in effect on August 1st? Then Lutnick comes in and said they're definitely going into effect August 1st. But if the tariffs are going into effect August 1st, because we do know that they're on their second or third pause of the tariffs, how is it 4547 out here talking about he's made so much money in tariffs? You would not believe the money is pouring in on tariffs when the tariffs are on pause. Do you guys ever notice how when he wants to make it seem like our economy is doing swellingly, he comes up with all of the money that is pouring in, and all of the investments that are pouring in, and all of the tariff money that is pouring in when these tariff hikes are on pause? Let's see the jobs report. Let's see this non-brainy bitch when she actually gets the jobs report.
News we got was that the federal government, in fact, on Wednesday, the United States got some pretty horrific economic news. The news we got was that the federal government, in fact, the country, lost jobs for the month of June in the preliminary report. Rather than adding the 100,000 jobs that had been predicted, we ended up losing 33,000 jobs. Now, this is not funny. This is obviously an indication that the U.S. economy is going south. We got further...
Hey, Church Mouse, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
Bad news when it was revealed that the U.S. dollar has sunk to its lowest value since 1973. And for anybody that was alive in the 70s, I unfortunately was not, but I do know my history. Taking the economy back to the 1970s is definitely not something we want to do in the United States.
Hey, Miss Toby, Grand Rising.
But that is clearly where we are headed. But as I said, this isn't funny. But one thing about it that's actually pretty funny is what happened on Fox News. Fox Business host Maria Bartiromo was live on the air, talking about how, oh boy, we're about to get the jobs numbers. They're going to show 95,000 new U.S. jobs. Oh boy, Trump's economy is humming along. Things are great. And then she got the news live on the air. And take a look at what happened.
And of course, President Trump is talking about this bill leading to growth in the economy. We are waiting any moment now to get the jobs numbers for the month of May. The expectations call for the ADP numbers to be up 95,000 for the month of June, rather. It's the June jobs data. And we'll, of course, right now seeing the number actually show a decline in jobs.
Did you hear that big... Did you hear it? Let's go back a little bit. Let's go back and hear the and see the hand go up to the mouth because she thought that she was going to projectile vomit.
Of June, rather. It's the June jobs data. And we'll, of course, right now seeing the number actually show a decline in jobs. show a decline in now seeing the number actually show a decline jobs data, and will of course right now seeing the number actually show a decline in jobs, down 33,000 on ADP. The bill includes $25 billion for the Golden Dome.
Oh, and then she quickly changed the topic to the Golden Dome and in this bill and all the money that they're going to be expending. The expenditures in the military, and let's not forget the $1 trillion about this ICE budget. Let's talk about this ICE budget. This ICE budget for people to run around and kidnap citizens. And let's keep it a buck. Many of citizens have been kidnapped off the streets, off their jobs by ICE, and now they are have put given them $1 trillion budget, enabling them to hire, they say, up to 10,000 more of these people to run around the United States and do whatever they want without showing ID. None of these things, without showing badge numbers, without you knowing if they even are employed by ICE or if they are some contract workers, as it were. It is alleged that many of them are these racists from the Oath Keepers. It is alleged that many of them are members of the Proud Boys. It is alleged that many of these people are bounty hunters. It is alleged that a lot of these people who are on the streets right now don't even work for ICE. They are more like outsourced contract workers. So there's that. So I just wanted to give you guys this information. Let me finish this up.
The missile defense system, Senator, you introduced a bill supporting the construction of that system. I want to...
Bitch, I thought you wanted to talk about the jobs, ho. What? How did the subject change so quickly? What? Wait a minute. What did I miss?
The June jobs data, and will of course right now seeing the number actually show a decline in jobs, down 33,000 on ADP. The bill includes $25 billion for the Golden Dome, the missile defense system. Senator, you introduced a bill supporting the construction of that system. I want to get your take on defense and whether or not that's an area you see continuing to grow, because everyone's trying to figure out where the economic growth comes from on a day that we see the June ADP numbers down 33,000 jobs in the month of June versus an estimate of up 95,000, Senator.
So again, there's nothing funny about the economy going into the toilet. That affects the...
Oh my God. These people are the dumbest motherfuckers. Fainted. I am trying to tell it, Leonard. Okay. So I think I got let me remove that. Did I remove that? Let me remove this. I think I got one more alert about something that I may want to share with you guys today. Let me see. I think that, well, I can't find it. So I think that's it for me today. I guess that's it for me today. I don't see it. I thought I saw something that I may wanted to share with you, but I hope you guys have a blessed remainder of your day. If you know someone who likes the news, send them over this way. Please share and subscribe. If you give me a comment, that would help me as well. So I appreciate all of your support. Yeah, that was that was just so funny when I saw that, and I meant to play that last week. And sometimes I get caught up, and I be like, I got more links in the description box. So I always have links for you in the description box. If I haven't played them, go check out my description box. But because I just want to give you this information because it seems like our for-profit media wants us to not know this type of stuff. So have a good day. You too, M. Renee. I appreciate you all being here. And I'm out of here. And I'll see you guys on the morrow. All right. Have a good one. Oh, let me make sure before I leave. Don't forget, who controls the past controls the future. Who controls the present controls the past. We're back to talking about how good it is for people to be alligator bait. So if you didn't know about this, now you know. Please check out the rest of my video. Let me make sure I have shown you guys everything so I can clear out some of these pictures. I showed you this. Did I show you this? The rich people have a path out of the water as our children suffer. So what else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that 4547 Republican lawmakers buried an obscure line in the tax cut bill that gives 200 billion tax cuts to their private equity donors when they take over companies, load them up with debt, and fire the workforce. Wall Street gets a tax break to fire workers. If you didn't know that that was also in the bill, those corporate raiders who come in and buy up a company that may about to go bankrupt or sell. And yeah, so that was in the tax bill as well. If you didn't understand that. Saturday, July 19th. Who knows what Saturday, July 19th is? Saturday, July 19th is the 180th day of this presidency. Remember when I was showing you the video where Ayanna Pressley questioning the Project 2025 people who had a hidden agenda that they plan to implement within the first 180 days of this presidency. So we see what has been implemented thus far, all the way up and through the Supreme Court. We see what has been implemented. So we have until July 19th. What did it say? Gird your loins, people. July 19th is coming up. This special time frame that they had, that they were going to enact their part of the Project 2025 agenda. So, in other words, there could be more shit Ola to come. He already wants to take away birthright citizenship, a whole lot of shit, and the courts are going along right along with them. So keep that date in your back pocket. I didn't tell you about it. Alana Presley told you about it. Let me make sure. With all of this going on with ICE, maybe our military ought to go apply with ICE instead of working for the federal government, because they are getting a $1 trillion budget, and it's fewer of them than that's in the military. So is this 4547 personal secret Gestapo? Is this what this is? Maybe they should go work for him while he's using them to fly over the parade as children are drowning because of firings from someone who is allegedly a drug addict that he allowed them to fire. Okay, Who's making these decisions? As we dance, let's dance. Dun, 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 dun. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Boom, boom, boom. Let's sway. Okay. That Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and David Sachs all share formative ties to apartheid South Africa is such an obvious tell that I guess folks have just chosen to ignore. I do not and will not. As they move more publicly, embrace positions and views in candidates whose views on race and discrimination are consistent with the grotesquely racist values of that odious regime, the omission becomes more glaring. So that's from Cheryl Eiffel. Pay attention, people. All of this is right in your face. And at some point, it is going to be, we are officially living out the part of history that makes school kids ask, why didn't anyone do anything to stop them? This is where we are. And what a coincidence. Dance to the drummer, dancing while he's leaking pee in his catheter and shitting in his pamper. Okay, let me get out of here. Don't forget to smack that like button. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, boo. All right, I'm out of here. Bye-bye.
In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air. It's time for Ronnie Q.